I'm gonna try something that I thought of a while back. I'm gonna get completely suited up like I'm duck hunting, even though it's the middle of summer. Big heavy 5mm neoprene waders, a big heavy coat, the whole bit. I'm gonna get suited up just like I'm duck hunting, and I'm gonna go out here in this nice shallow bay, and there's a couple areas where it gets a little bit deeper, and I'm gonna specifically fall out of the boat or just jump out of the boat. And I've always been curious to see from a safety standpoint, do these things, these big heavy neoprene waders, do they sink you or do they float you? I've never had to figure that out on my own out in duck season, but I'm going to try and see today exactly how deadly this sport is. So we're gonna try a few things. We're gonna try see how much difference it makes if you're holding on to a floatable cushion, a throw cushion like you'd have in your boat. We're gonna try some of these inflatable PFDs. This is a new Stearns PFD, you know, with the manual inflator. So we're gonna do a couple of things today, kind of crazy, but we'll be as safe as we possibly can, and hopefully you'll learn something from me today that you don't have to go out and learn on your own. We're out here, it's a nice summer day. I'm in the water, I'm wearing a pair of new 5mm real thick neoprene waders and typical duck hunting gear, like a long sleeve t-shirt, maybe a hooded sweatshirt, and I got a pair of wader pants underneath, fleece wader pants on underneath, and we're gonna see what happens if you were to fall in or go in up over your waders, and I'll try and report exactly how it goes. So stand by. Let's just see how it is. We got a kind of a controlled environment here. We're out on Lake St. Clair. This is about as deep as it gets. A little bit further up, it might come up to, you know, chest level. That's about as deep as it gets. And I've got a rope that's tied to the boat, so in case something happens and I lose my bearings, I can find my rope and I'll be all right. There's a little bit of current here. The water's nice and warm. Obviously, the biggest concern with duck hunting is that the water would be very cold and that you'd go into hypothermia. Wouldn't be able to swim, so not really looking forward to this, but let's just see what happens when you go up over your waders. Stand by. You can see I don't have these things super tight because realistically, if I was duck hunting, I probably wouldn't have them super tight. So let's just see what happens. All right. Very cold. It's easy to flip over. Okay, my waders are holding me up. I just lost my favorite hat, but my waders are definitely holding me up. I would have to think that if I was in a scenario where I was up over my head, I would think the only chance I'd have would be to just do what I'm doing, and that's just let my boots float. Those are those big like 1,600 gram thinsulate boots. There's a lot of air in there. My feet are not wet right now. My body is very wet. I'm gonna allow some more water in, trusting that if I get in a bad spot, my cameraman will come to my aid. But I can tell you, there's not a whole lot of water going in, filling them up. I know there's like none going in my boots. I guess because just the angle I'm on. But the old adage that waders will drown you, like the old rubber waders that pull you under, I could say that at least the way that I went in, the exact opposite is true. I don't think I could even get my feet underneath me if I tried. Yes, I could, but instantly those those boots are like two big corks. So I would say the moral of the story is if you do not have on a PFD, all you got your waders and a sweatshirt, you go in over your head, do one of these deals, and wait for somebody to come by. Signal them to try and rescue you, whatever. But we're going to put a PFD on, an inflatable PFD that Stearns makes specifically for duck hunters. We're going to put that on and try it. So stand by. Guys, our controlled environment test. What happens if you fall in when you're duck hunting and you go up over your waders? I've got just your average throwable cushion. Okay, now, you know, by law, you got to have one of these in your boat. And I've got your average throwable cushion. If someone were to throw it to me, and I had to use that to float, beyond just how my waders float me, let's see how well this does. I guess it's better than nothing. I think that in the event that I was drowning, I'd be grabbing for everything, anything and everything, but this isn't doing much. Results of the test, throwable cushions ain't all that hot. We're going to try a life vest next. Stand by. Folks, this is like phase 3 of the test. We're out here right now testing to see how deadly it is if you go in the water wearing your duck hunting gear. So far we found that waders will float you. Big, thick, heavy neoprene waders will definitely help you float more than they will sink you. I tested a throwable cushion, and my comment to the cameraman was, this thing ain't any better than a pool noodle. I mean, that was a waste of time. This is a Stearns inflatable PFD. This is new. A lot of you guys have seen these inflatable ones. Some of them go off just from water. Some of them you have to manually jerk them to get them to go off, and there's a CO2 cartridge, and it blows up. This is a waist pack one. It fits down around your waist and set up over your shoulders. They're probably not as efficient or not as safe as the shoulder ones, but this one doesn't get in your way, and it's got a, it's got an area here for storage for small items and things. It's like a little fanny pack there in front of you. Everything's all contained, so it's pretty cool. It's got a little bit of flotation in it by itself. This is not a PFD that inflates by itself. This one you have to inflate manually. Let me just get over here, and I'm gonna just, as if I have fallen in, and then I'm gonna pull it, and we'll see what happens. We've never done this one before, so let's just pretend I fell in. Okay, there it goes. Okay. Well, I have to say, this definitely helps. This helps a lot. I'd feel better if it was on my shoulders, but then it would be a little more cumbersome in the hunting environment. But just having it there, it's got me locked in. I got it adjusted right so it's nice and tight and snug on me. My boots want to come up by themselves, and this wants to come up by itself. Okay, so I could sit here, and it's a lot less stressful than when I was just in the water a few minutes ago with the same outfit, and you guys saw I could barely float, barely keep my head up when I was full of water. But with this, I could probably grab a rod and reel, and I could probably catch one like this. I mean, this is comfortable. It's really not too bad. This is the way I think we would deflate it. We'll figure that out in a minute, but this is also probably a manual inflator. But this Stearns pack, this is pretty cool. I will say, this is the first time I've ever tested one of these while wearing waders, and I will say, I will have 3 of these in the boat for me and my guys this fall. If we ever go in water deeper that's over our head, this deal here will definitely save your life. So that's a little bit about duck boat safety, about duck hunting safety. You've seen it right here. We're going to try some more stuff throughout this season. But the moral of the story is, waders aren't all that bad. PFDs will definitely save you. Throwable cushions, throw them away. That's the moral of the story. I'm Joe Balog. We'll do more of these tips real soon.